Oh, shit. Hi, guys. Hi. I just got in from hanging out with my mom. We had such a great time. And I realized something. My project is likely to get funded while I'm asleep. And I cannot stand for that. I want to be present and awake. I want to see the number. I want to see it. So I'm going to stay on this live stream until it's funded. And I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to work for it. So we might be here a while. Buckle up. Get comfortable. Echo? Okay, be right back. Hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody in there, out there, over there? I don't know what he says. Okay, I'm sorry. I was an idiot. I forgot to hit start streaming again. It's okay. Okay. Hi. So for those of you that don't know, why am I doing this? What's this live stream about? What does it mean? All right, let's get it done. I'm crowdfunding to finish and release my album to the standard that I've always wanted it. Fantastic, meaningful artwork, physical release, awesome engineering. You know, I want it to sound fucking great. I want it to be fucking great. And I want it to reach people. And I want to make music videos. And I want to do this right. So I decided to take a risk because I believe in my community to support me. I've never had a community like this. And yeah, so I have a Kickstarter. And it is at 95%, last I checked. And just chilling there, which is fine. But I realized that the rate things are going, I will be asleep when it hits 100% funded. And I just cannot abide by that. I want to be awake and present and mark the moment and get to celebrate. So what better way to do it than actually on a live stream with y'all? So I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until we get there. And I will play some song samples for you. I will answer your questions. I can show you some behind the screens, as I call it, behind, looking at my DAW or what have you. So if you haven't gone to the Kickstarter yet, I've got all sorts of tiers. There's the just pledge whatever you want tier, as little as $1. But I don't think you get any rewards for that. I think you just get project updates. Then there's the digital album. So, basically backing that and getting that as a reward. Then there's the signed limited edition CD. And then after that, I should just look at it. After that, I'm sorry, hang on. Next up is, learn a song. I'm going to make a couple tutorials, top down with, the highlighted keys and everything, and sheet music for 2 of my songs. So if you want to play the piano part, I'm going to teach you how to do that. Next is behind the screens, which is just going to be an edited, curated, very thoughtfully collection of the videos that I took, the screen captures and videos that I took of me writing the songs, producing the songs. Maybe not every single one did I do that, but a lot of them I did it. Different stages. The voice recordings when I was just coming up with the ideas, scrapped lyrics, early versions of the songs, like the demos, so to speak. And even maybe behind the scenes of the photo shoot, and just everything that I have, everything that I have and all that I am, that you can kind of get a peek into how this all came together. And there's also footage of my cats being crazy, which, by the way, I brought treats over here so that I could give you a show, because I know y'all love the kitties, and so do I. Hey, guys, do you want to come up here? Come here. I got a treat for you, Paxi boy. The next tier is you get all that stuff, plus you get your name in the album credits. So it'll be printed on the CD. It'll be in the digital liner notes. And the next one is called Key Supporter Credit. So that's like a separate section of thank yous. I'll send you a personal thank you video. It will not be canned. It will be specifically for you. And then I have a sight and sound bundle. Now these ones are a little like more expensive though, so I don't know if anybody's going to go for that, which is fine. Come on, buddy. Come on. Get on the screen. But I'm going to paint you. I'm going to do a 1-minute mini voice and piano cover of any song, not mine, any song. And I'll record it nicely here. I'll mix it and master it. And then I will paint you a 10 by 10 circular painting that represents what the song sounds like to me, visually, abstractly. And then you can ask me one question that I will answer on a post-album release Q&A. Just make it a good question, nothing weird. Ah! All right, well, Pax hit play on Big Womb, so here's some of the song, the last song on the album. Okay. And then the very utmost toppest tier, which I don't expect anyone to get, but I still try to make it really cool. You'd be listed as an associate producer and every credit of everything that comes out. Music videos, printed, releases if there's vinyl, blah, blah, blah. Plus, of course, all the things from before. And I will do a full acoustic cover of one of my songs. Okay. Boop. And since we're going to get fully funded, right, because it's going to happen, I'm going to unlock some stretch goals tomorrow. And I can't promise. I want to keep you a little bit on your toes, but it might involve vinyl and it might involve merch. And then there'll be new tiers for that, maybe. So, and by the way, you can upgrade anytime. You can change things around. It's all very fluid, and you won't even be charged until the Kickstarter ends, which is December 22nd, and then it'll be like sometime that week. So it's kind of just like a promise at this point. Sweet boy. He's like staying off camera. Yeah, well, maybe if I stop holding them up and he has to come over here to investigate. And Milo's nowhere to be found because I think she's scared. Like Pax will go get the treats and she's kind of intimidated when he tries to get the stuff that she's after, and she doesn't like conflict. So she's over there. Oh, she's eating. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so if you have any questions, otherwise I'll just play you so I played you the intros to all the songs yesterday, and now I'm going to play you the outros, which includes sort of like the climax of each song into the denouement. Well, Paxy boy, I can't see the screen. I can't see the comments. Okay. Okay. I'm so glad y'all are excited. That's an amazing feeling. I am too. I really am too. Oh yeah, I can take these off now. I just came in and literally was just like, we're doing it. We're doing it. Okay. Should I refresh? Are we getting closer? All right. Yes, so close. Okay. All right. So here's the outro of, see, how am I going to do this? Because if I click on it, it starts. Okay. All right. Let's see. This is going to be harder to pinpoint, like when to start the outro, but this one, the outro to finally, the intro track is, the outro to the intro is the recording of me when I was 8, which you may have heard on my Kickstarter video.
I'm going to say, like, a few that are going to really be on the album, but are so pretty that just have to get on this tape, okay? So the one I'm just about to play, it's called...
That one cut off a little too close. These aren't the finals, right? These are not mixed. Some of them are, some of them aren't completely done, but they're all really close. If they're not done, they're close. Okay, the ending of Come to Bed. Okay, where should I stop that? Maybe I'll give you like 30 seconds. So that would be Okay. Okay, here's the outro. The last 30 seconds of Come to Bed. Oh, that's not fair. Okay. I'll give you a little bit more than that.
What are the things that you wish you had done on your deathbed?
I want the mixing engineer to make that sound like it's literally going around you, like he did in the Downward Spiral. Who engineered that one? I'm trying to remember. Okay, here's the end of. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm gonna have to play like the first second of each of these just because I have to do that. Okay, here's the end of Your God. Oh yeah, this one. Okay, this outro I'm gonna have to just give it to you real short. Okay. Okay, here's the end of Calling Me Back In. See if I can hit the climax. Sorry, it's so loud. That wasn't the professional mix, the draft that I shared with y'all on that other live stream. I can already tell how much better the professional one sounds. Okay, let's find. Okay, here's the end of Meant To. Let's do 30 seconds. Because it does have a fade out, so see if I caught anything. Okay. Here's the end of Belitany. 30 seconds of that. This one I'm actually doing a lot. This one is the one that's the least finished, just FYI. I want to like re-record all the guitars and all the vocals.
I will be a future, I will be clear, I will be mine, I will be now, I will be fear, I will be one, I will be new, I will begin, I will be you.
You can hear me, all the different vocal takes of me hitting the space bar to stop the recording. Yeah, that one's more in demo mode. Okay, and the end of Like a Fire. Last 30 seconds of that. And then Silver Screening, which I actually think I might extend the ending, the outro, so to speak. So let's see. This one's a lot quieter than the others at this point. And then the outro to Big Womb is also a fade out, so it might be just really quiet. Out of my system. Oh no, I like this one. Is that what you said? Okay. That's fun. Yay. All right. I will be. Hey, Pigeon Coop. Oh, yeah, Pigeon Coop. Pigeon Coo. Pigeon Coo. Directions. Okay, I'm going to go back to, yeah, sorry about the loudness. I do apologize. I'm so sorry about your ears because you were probably like, oh, that's nice. And then, okay. All right. The algorithm. Your Vox are absolutely chilling. Oh, good. I like that. I want to haunt you. Soundtracky. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I would say cinematic is a pretty safe adjective I would use to describe what I make. And that's partly because, well, that's just always been the case. It's always sounded very cinematic, and I do really want to get into film scoring. I mean, I'm not 100% sure if I want to get into the industry of film scoring, but I at least want that experience. And I have scored 2 minutes of music for an indie feature-length film, which I think was maybe going to come out later this year, or maybe it's going to be next year. I'm not sure. And I thoroughly enjoyed that process. That was really, really cool. Pax looks like a beautiful, wise sentry. He's just sitting all symmetrically, but he's got his eyes closed, but he's facing me. Are you a sleepy boy? Are you a sleepy boy that's waiting for treats? Do you ever notice that when you talk to your cats, if they close their eyes? I mean, I know there's the slow blink, but they'll if their eyes are already kind of closed and you talk to them, they just shut them down. It's so cute. I assume that's hi. I assume that's a loving thing. I just find it absolutely adorable. Okay. See, was there any questions that I missed? Let me see. Cassettes are cool, and I love them and using every day. I have my own cassette label, but it's in opposition to Ixie's motto, which is I want it to sound amazing. I mean, in some ways that would be so poetic though, because all of my early compositions from when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, but really young. Pax went, were all recorded on cassette tape. And that little snippet from the end of Finally was on a cassette, obviously. And yeah, I love cassettes, but you're right. I don't know. I guess it would be fine. I mean, if it's mastered well and it's retro and cool, I don't know. I feel like that's different than a poorly mixed thing on, yeah, I'm not sure. So people are doing cassettes again? Interesting. How many people would want a cassette? I mean, is that really something that y'all would want? Okay. Jesse asks, is this a concept album? I feel like it's kind of. I'm not sure. So maybe it's not, if I can't answer that question definitively. I mean, I guess the concept is that everything that was written But that's how most albums are. Everything that's written was written in the last, it's all about my last decade of life, basically. But that's not, I don't know if that's really a unifying concept. That's just a normal human thing when you make an album. I will say that there's definitely a lot of intentionality to the tracks being in this album. Like, finally is a reference to me finally doing this. The come to bed is like a meta message of like, what do I want to do before I die? This. I want to do this before I die. There are pairings of tracks, like Meant To and Belitany go together. And then Silver Screening and Big Womb go together. And then Your God and Calling Me Back In, they are kind of like two sides of the same thing. Two different ways of approaching something. So there's like stuff like that. And there's like a, like themes that will weave between those two pairings of songs. I thought about weaving it through the whole album, but I think I just kind of ran out of time, honestly, by the time I had that idea. And so I'm happy with at least there being like little threads between the pairs. So I'm going to say like it's not a concept album, but it's not just like, here's all the stuff I made right now. I don't know. I need to become clear about that, the answer to that question. P. Liskin would buy a cassette. Interesting. Out of my system. As a score, though? I think you're probably referring to... Oh, okay. You're talking about Clint Mansell. Okay. Gotcha. Jesse also asks, am I familiar with Emily Hopkins? Yeah. Yeah, she does do scoring. Yeah, I watch her channel. She's awesome. She's super funny and super talented, and it's just she I love her sense of humor. She does these things for April Fools. What did she do this last time? It was something to do with ketchup. Like she was ketchup? Oh man. Yeah, I don't think she knows I exist, but if she did, I would be totally down to collaborate. Maybe I'll just email her and Russ. Be like, hey, I wrote this unfinished song. Can you guys add harp and then we can make a video? I guess it would have to be something more interesting than that. It's an emotional autobiography. That sounds about right. Kawillian asked if she had health problems. I don't know much about that, but she seems good. I hope so. The algorithm says some of my favorite YouTubers are very aware of you when I mention you. That's exciting. Oh, Pax, you're still just sitting there, being so patient. You must be really sleepy because he's just like. Yes. Okay. All right. What else do you guys want to see, or any questions you have, or any? Oh, and if you are like, I support you, Ixie, this is cool, but I have no money and I won't have any money. So I can't help you. Well, if you have $1, you can back the project that way, and you'll get all the updates, and that's great too because it adds up. So that's just something to consider. If you feel weird about it, like, oh, that's such a like I shouldn't just pledge $1. That doesn't look good. I don't care. I think it's great. So do it. Okay. Oh, John, do we have a track listing yet? I'd love even a partial one when you get funded. Yeah, I've got a track listing. Should I basically like just type it out. You know what I'll do? I'll write it by hand. I'll write it by hand on a piece of paper. I'll take a picture and I'll put it on the Kickstarter update when we get fully funded. But yes, I got the track listing. It's all in order. I don't foresee that changing. And gosh. Okay, any other questions I may have missed? Quillian said sounded a bit DCD there. I don't know which song you were talking about, but I also don't know what DCD stands for, but I'm curious. John, future live stream. YouTube shuts stream down due to copyright strike for Ixie's own music. Oh, that would be so ridiculous. But I've heard things like that happen before. Someone's like, I got a copyright claim for my own music and had to, but I don't know how that works. If you don't have a label, like my music will be copyrighted, but not through a label or a publisher. Because when I submit, like, you know, the only other thing I've released is Siberia, which is an instrumental that I wrote when I was 17. And that's everywhere. And when I did that, I think just for when it said label or no publisher, there's a bunch of fields I had to fill out, and I ended up just putting, I don't know what I put. My mom released a piano solos album in 94, I think, 93 or 94. And she made up a record label just for her release. And I mean, all she had to do is basically just name it and then just put copyright and then the name of that. So I don't know if that's something we need to do anymore. Should I do that? Also, does anybody know anything about legal stuff and trademarking? Am I gonna be in trouble if I name my album Decca because there's apparently a record label that's called Decca in the same spelling, which I had no idea. But I am like a little bit concerned. I mean, it's not like I'm expecting this release to pick up to the point where they would even know about me, but still, just given what's happened with copyright strikes and stuff, maybe it just makes me a little antsy or a little bit wary. I don't know. I guess I need to do some research about it. John also asks, do I follow Ryan Leach? I don't. Is that a YouTuber or an artist? Goody Two Shoes. Who dis? This Ixie. What's up? Chris. Yeah, I've been waiting for your take on literally any Autechre album. It is coming. I'm a little bit preoccupied at the moment, but it has been on my list this whole fall. And it's a priority. So don't you worry. It might be, early next year. It goes fast, doesn't it? Thank you for your recommendations, though, because I looked at the discography and I was like, crap. And then I think I picked one, and then I was like, no, maybe I need to ask everybody. Yeah, Coelian, yes. I said I was going to do LP5, and then I was like, oh, but maybe I should poll the masses. Like, how did I come up with that? I think I looked through all the comments on my Aphex Twin video and you guys talk about Autechre a lot. Like, so maybe that video, maybe you also made some comments about it on the Boards of Canada video, and maybe also Prodigy. I'm not sure. So I just searched for Autechre, and then was like, I think it seems like LP5 is getting mentioned more, but I didn't actually calculate it. So maybe I should do a poll, Hi, Rodrigo. Hello. Travis, how much more is needed? Oh, Sugar Soar already calculated it. Yeah, I mean, can you imagine the feeling of going like, I my donation is the one that funded the project, like kicked it over the edge. Hey, Joe. I am good. I'm feeling super supported, and I'm just like, I'm so stoked. Rodrigo, I'm coming back. I'll be that one. All right. Looks like I need to refresh this a little bit more. Okay. We're still hanging out. I like this number though. 9789. The capstone, right. Well, I already know who, so I have a list. I found it today, the list of all the pledges. I mean, I don't have any information about you other than the name that is on your Kickstarter profile. But, oh, thanks, Travis. It has to go through the Kickstarter, though. But thank you. That's so nice. What was I saying? Oh, I forgot to put the link. I'm such I'm being a little bird brain, which is the silliest insult because birds are incredibly smart. Incredibly smart. Yeah. Thank you, the algorithm. I love the enthusiasm. Yeah. And if you want to help me pay my rent, you can join my Patreon. That's the order of things here. Kickstarter's for my album. Patreon is for living. Yeah. Rodrigo, did you do it? You did it. We did it. You did it. Ah! Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm just staring at it. Okay, Kickstarter better send me an email that's like, hooray! Oh, they did. That is such a lame email. It's just like, your project just reached its funding goal, and you're that much closer to bringing it to life. And it's in like really tiny text. Here are a few steps to take next. I'll write to them. I'll be like, next time I want to see, I'm going to see some animations of things exploding. Just some feedback. Thanks for everything you did. All right. Rodrigo, you the man. Yeah, so I have the list of like the pledges, and I know who was my first pledge. I've already contacted that person. And now I know who was my last. I mean, for the main goal. Cuz now it's stretch goal time. But like, that's all just fantastic news. Thank you for playing. Your game is over. Congratulations. I like saying congratulations. Yay! Yes, you demand stretch goals. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Okay. Okay, so I have a decision to make right in this moment. Actually, I'm going to ask for your feedback. Stretch goals sounds unusual. One of my patrons, I don't know if he's on right now, said, let's do branded scrunchies for a stretch goal. And I don't know if he meant scrunchies just because they're stretchy. But either way, I was like, that is an actual stretch goal. I can't believe this! Rodrigo. Ottaker? Stretch goal. Ottaker? I did intentionally keep my channel stuff separate from the Kickstarter. That's just a decision I made. Okay. So, what's happening? I think my brain is now just swimming. I'm like, oh my God. This is real. I have the last song that has vocals. The first lyric is, "Can it be real? Yes, it can." Ghostbusters! If you're something strange in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? I was about to make a joke and then I backed out of it last minute. Hug a cat. I would love to hug a cat. One's over there, the other's on the bed. They're loafing. They're both kind of loafing. Yes, now I've got to complete the album. That was the plan all along. Okay, I'm going to make a poll. Now, I'm not saying that this poll is going to determine the next stretch goal, but I am interested. I'm going to take into account your feedback. Okay? So I'm going to make a little poll here. I have to keep these answers short. Okay. What do I call it? Actually, I'll just do this. Okay, the poll is off. There it is. See, this is so great because, at this point, when we were at 95%, I was like, well, something crazy would have to happen for this to not get funded. So I felt like I could breathe and I was like, this is happening. This is amazing. But the reason I'm doing this live stream is because I really wanted to get to the goal while I was awake. It's 10 o'clock here and I'm going to be like getting ready for bed and then I'm going to be unconscious. And I just knew it. I'm like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to have missed it. So not only have you guys helped fund this thing, but you helped me fund it when I was awake. And I'm extremely grateful for that. And it's on and it's recorded. So I can always look back on this moment, which is pivotal. Percepties. I'd like to lodge a complaint. My signed CD has not arrived yet. I will pass that along to the management. PAX? In terms of fulfillment estimations, in terms of dates, so the digital album will be done before my birthday. It's a promise I made to myself over a year and a half ago when I started this whole thing, and I'm gonna freaking keep it. So that means it'll be late January. My birthday's early February, so I guess technically it could also be like early February, but that would be, we'll see. Maybe I'll cut it really, really, really close. And so, yeah, you'll have the music in not too long, It will be the Bandcamp release. And of course, all of you who pledged will get it, a code. I'll either do a code to download it from Bandcamp or I'll just email you the album or whatever. But, and then realistically, probably in March, possibly April. I gave myself some buffer, but probably in March, aiming for the streaming release and the CDs going out. I forgot to mention that when I do the Bandcamp release, I'm also going to put the songs on my YouTube channel with a visualizer of some kind. My plan right now is to animate, you can animate photographs, you can add movement to them. So I'm planning, there's going to be 10 images from the photo shoot and I have 9 songs. So my hope is that I can use all the, the 9 of the images or whatever, and I can animate them in some way so that they're interesting to look at and add the music, add each track to, I can't talk, you know what I mean? And each one will go on my YouTube channel like an album. Okay, so that's the first phase. Second phase would be CDs and streaming. And then the third phase would be like, yeah, music videos. And if we do, merch and or vinyl, whatever, all that would be probably early summer. But I also know vinyl takes forever. So that I kind of am guessing. And I can't remember if I put May or July. But yeah, summer. So that's the timeline. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. So at some point I want to play a game where we listen to my album. And those of you that have done some ear training and you know what the flat 6 chord sounds like, we're going to play a game. It's not going to be a drinking game because I don't even drink, but something where every time we hear flat 6, we're going to do something. But I want you to guess right now. So I've got 9 tracks. How many do you think have the flat 6 chord? I'm not going to tell you the answer right now. I just want to hear what you think. Oh, and by the way, if we do vinyl, you can upgrade your pledge at any point to the vinyl tier or to add the vinyl to the one you have or whatever. I love that Kickstarter makes it so easy, flexible, and everything. Yes. Okay. William, does your album feature the flat 6 chord? Good question. Okay. We got to vote for 6. All right, 6 out of 9. We got to vote for 5 out of 9. We got 6, 6, 6, 6. Percepti's guess is all 9. So does Moises and Jesse. Cooling guesses that there are flat 6 of flat 6s. Flat 6s of... Okay. 6. 69, 5. Okay. All right. Interesting. I don't always know, like if you were like, if you expect me to know my own music the way that I analyze other people's music, I wouldn't. I could break it down, but I don't really want to, but I always, I almost always know when I'm choosing a flat 6 because it's like both a muscle memory thing and also just this incredible feeling. I know where it is and I know it and I want it. So I'm definitely aware of that. There was occasionally I'll do something where I'm like writing in a way I normally don't. Like maybe I'm inspired by Trent Reznor. I'm inspired by Radiohead or something. And I'm kind of trying something new. And I'm just sort of like, what's this? And I'll go, what's that note? And then I'll be like, flat. Of course, it's fucking flat 6. No wonder it's so fucking amazing. So that occasionally does sneak up on me if it's like a quick bass note as opposed. But yeah, if I'm just like leaning on it, I know. My baby. What is a flat 6? I'm so glad you asked, Grant. It is our Lord and Savior. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It is my favorite functional chord. It could also just be a note in the bass line. So the way you find it, let me get this going actually. Hang on. You guys hear that, right? Okay. So let's say we're in the key of C. The flat 6 chord starts down here. Okay. The interval distance from C down, in this case, from our home down, is a major third. Or you can count 4 steps down, half steps. Or you could think of it as a minor 6th up, okay? Which is some number of half steps that I haven't memorized. Maybe that's 8. Okay. The chord itself, if it's voiced as a major or minor chord, is major. So let's say if I've got this. That's the chord. But it doesn't have to be voiced that way. It could just be like a power chord. For example, it could even be voiced different ways. Like I was just listening to Change in the House of Flies, Deftones, and it goes, I watched you change. Sorry, that sounded bad that low. Let's do it higher. I watched you change in you. I'll change, sorry. It's like you never had wings. So that second chord is the flat 6 chord. In that case, it's voiced as a suspension. That tension at the end. It can also be an incredibly beautiful add 9 chord. Kill me. It's also beautiful as a Lydian chord. But the cool thing about it is you can use it in a major key or a minor key. It doesn't belong to the major key, but it sounds incredible. So like, I believe I can see the future. 9 Inch Nails, right? I can't remember how the rest goes. In that case, it's mode mixture. You can also like Kiss from a Rose. Kiss from a Rose. Sorry, I played it wrong. I'm so ashamed. And if you want to know more about it, I have 2 videos. It's called My Favorite Chord, Flat 6, Part 1 and Part 2 on my channel. Lots more examples, lots of like ways that you can use the flat 6 for different effects or different voicings or like all the magical properties of it. I didn't know it was called the flat 6 until probably college, but it wasn't until it really truly sunk in. It didn't really truly sink in until I started my channel. Because I had to refresh all this theory that I kind of like absorbed but really disliked in college, and I kind of like put it aside. So I was like, oh right, my favorite chord is called the flat 6. Right. I remember now. And now it's become this like cult, which I am so proud to be the leader of. And it's just, one of my students called it the grabby chord because it's got this power and drama, but it's also so delicate and beautiful. I mean, it's everything. It's just the best. So anyway, that's probably a lot more than you wanted to hear, but you asked, so. So good. The Deftones' use of the flat 6 is kind of sus. Clever. Very, very clever. Okay. All right, so far vinyl is in the lead. That's good to know. Yes. Probably should have talked about this before I made the poll, but there are a few ideas for apparel if we do end up doing merch, either first or later or at all. Is a flat 6 design. I actually think there should be multiple flat 6 designs because it's so, you can get really dorky with it. Someone was like, let's do like a 6 that's been run over by a car. I was like, that's pretty dorky, but I like it. But this one is, actually, I think you can see a picture of it on the Kickstarter. So if you just scroll through the story that I made on the Kickstarter, you can see the mock-up. But if you are a 9 Inch Nails fan, the Sin single, that kind of red, weird, blocky, kind of abstract-looking typeface, it says Sin with a 5. Well, he made it flat 6 Roman numeral style, and it looks so good. There's also a logo that we're designing, and you can see the mock-up of that on the Kickstarter too. I hand drew Ixie, and then he's incorporating that as well as creating this cool shape, like a structure, he called it, around it. That looks so cool by itself, but it also looks cool with the Ixie inside of it. So there could be like just the Ixie inside the structure, and then just the structure. But I like symbols a lot. And I would be more likely to wear my own shirt if it was just the symbol, or the structure, than like my name, whatever. And the idea for maybe a Decca shirt is it would be a t-shirt, but it would be a type where it's printed all over. I was like, if we're going to do this again, I want to do it right. And I want it to be like really cool, like really, really cool. Not just like a cool thing slapped on a shirt. The whole shirt be cool. So I saw that the Nailed podcast, which if you don't already listen to them or subscribe to them on Patreon, you've got to go check them out. Husband and wife team, they talk about every single Nine Inch Nails album starting from the beginning. I think are they on year 0 now? But it's just fantastic. They do so much research. They're hilarious. They're wonderful. Their cat Oscar makes appearances in the podcast. Anyway, they are so good at merch, and they've got a beautiful they're called Nailed shirt when they were doing the Pretty Hate Machine podcasts episodes. And the whole thing is printed. It's beautiful. And I was like, how did you do this? So they sent me the info, so now I know. And so I'm thinking like this photo shoot is going to have a ton of texture. I'm going to be decomposing into the earth and into the set. So there's just going to be, it's just going to be so much texture. So I just thought like maybe there's a way, because I've actually got some graphic design and Photoshop skills myself, but I'm also working with a graphic designer. But yeah, I think we can make something really cool, like a really cool pattern, and then like the symbol. I don't know. It's kind of thinking. But if we do a merch store, then it would have like all sorts of stuff, for sure. All sorts of different types of things you can wear. Also, my mom's beautiful line art. She used to do these incredibly detailed drawings that I just feel like they look like they match Decca. They just, I don't know. They're just so incredible. And then maybe my friend might sell her little felted mushrooms, which are going to be in the set. Things like that. Lyric book, all sorts of things. Obviously, that is a project in and of itself, so I don't know when that would be able to be launched, but I could at least do a shirt before that, like through the Kickstarter. You probably wouldn't see what it would look like while the Kickstarter is running. It would have to be, but I think you can keep updating. I think you can keep sending updates on the Kickstarter page even after the campaign ends. So, okay. I'm talking a lot. I think I'm just really excited. Thank you guys so much. I just, kind of can't believe this is real. And also just can't believe I'm making an album. Like finally, like, oh God, it's just the most amazing feeling. And to be, sure, I'm nervous. Sure, I'm a little nervous, but I'm like so much more excited about it than I'm nervous. And that's new. That's new. I've often let the fear win. Really, it's just been calling the shots. And now I'm older, I guess. And I'm just like, fuck it. Like this is it. This is life. Do the things you want to do. Prioritize the things that are important to you. Go to the places you want to go. See the redwoods. Tell that person how you feel about them. It's like one of those just like, oh my God, just do it. I think it's also helped, not only has age helped me, but I also think I've become so much more like science-based as I've gotten older that I'm like, this is it. I'm going to die and I'm not going to exist anymore. And this whole life thing this is just my belief. It's just this crazy, unbelievable accident. It's unreal that I'm even here and that we do this, and this is a thing, and there's this thing called music, and like the worst possible things I can imagine in life don't even compare to the cosmos. It's like just that perspective, that incredibly humbling perspective. So that belief has helped me so much it's like to give value to things that I want to give value to make my own meaning, but to also lighten the fuck up, when I feel the weight, when I'm so stressed about things or I'm so scared, I'm like, hang on. This is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. What's the worst going to happen? Like someone won't like what I made. Who cares? So that's where I'm at right now. And it feels great. Highly recommend. Use the fear. Yes. Oh, right. Okay, Perceptes asked me, what does this tattoo mean? Which is the symbol for Deca, because yes, it just is. I got this tattoo in 2020. I drew it on different parts of my body with a Sharpie for 5 months. Literally. I just kept drawing it on just to see if I really wanted it. And it at the time was a sort of a declaration that I had finally realized that I was whole without all the things and by things I don't necessarily mean material things, but I mean like without all the things in life, experiences or types of relationships or certain kinds of validation or whatever that I thought I needed to be okay. And I finally fixed some stuff that made me feel like I'm actually okay and I have my own back for the first time. And all the people I love and all the things I love, music included, is like an aura around that. But if everything went away, I would still be okay because I would be with me and I would take care of me. So that's what it means. And sometimes I forget that stuff and I look at my arm and it's really nice to just be like, fuck yeah, I'm whole. I really will be okay. I really will be okay. If like all of humanity died and it was just me, that would suck, but I would still be okay. And I know that's extreme, but it's just, I felt so not okay before that. And yeah. Circle. Yeah, I kind of wish that the circle emoji wasn't red. It kind of makes it look like I don't know, like something you would see on a sign. If it could just be black, that'd be perfect. You just thought I really liked the Ring movies. I still haven't seen The Ring. I saw the scary scene of it, like where she crawls out of the well and out of the TV. That was well done. Isn't that The Ring? Am I thinking of the same movie? Yes. Okay, here's another giggity. We're now pledged at 10,169. Who's going to ruin it? Yeah. All right, vinyl is still in the lead. Okay. I like it. I mean, I would love to do vinyl. And I did get a quote already from a local company that just looks fantastic. I mean, not only do their vinyls look amazing, they have some really beautiful work they do. Like it looks so artistic, which I really like. And you can customize. You can be like, I want these colors, like that match the art. Oh, it's so cool. But they are local. I could just I could get the sample from them personally, and I like that. I like doing things in person if possible, which is ironic since my whole channel is like this parasocial thing. I have met some of you though. I have in person. And what was I else going to say? They do a minimum order of 200, which I think is reasonable. And they seem really nice. Like emailing back and forth with them, they were responsive, which means a lot to me. They're responsive and they were like really clear. Packs. So I feel pretty attached to using them. I do love a perfect circle. I mean, it is a perfect circle. But their logo is really cool. Did you know that those two crescents, if you just draw a circle between them, you'll see that it's like the 3-dimensional section of a circle that's been turned. I think I did that and then put it on up on the screen for one of my a perfect circle analyses. But that blew my mind. I was like, oh, because I mean, who else thought that? We're like, okay, the band's called a perfect circle, but their logo is not a perfect circle. It was like, okay, that's cool. Like, that's very cool. I like it, but it actually is. It's just a different way of looking at it. It's just, you're only seeing part of it. Love that shit. Was that a flat 6? Well, okay, good question. The flat 6 is not a specific pitch. It is a relationship. You cannot have the flat 6 without the tonal center of a song. It's the distance from our home. So the next note I played would possibly be a flat 6 of that note. But I don't remember what I played, so it's not going to happen. Cody asks, favorite pianist from the 60s, 70s? That's a very cool, specific question. Huh. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. No one has ever asked me that in my entire life. Good job. 60s and 70s. I mean, I love 70s music especially. But pianist? Okay, yeah, I don't know. But when I remember, I guess I'll try to shout into the cosmos. Cody! Oh. So my mom and I went to get some sushi. We were preemptively celebrating. And she was being so sweet and supportive. She was like holding my hand and telling me how much she loved me, how proud she was of me. And it was really sweet and emotional. And then we ate our sushi. It was so good. And then we went and got tiramisu at an Italian restaurant. And that's all we ordered. So the waiter, who ended up being the owner, came over and was like, what's, I said, we're ordering the cake for a special occasion. He said, what's the occasion? I was like, well, we're celebrating like a successful crowdfunding for me, to make this musical album. He's like, what's it going to be like? I was like, and I had no idea what his musical references might be. So I was like, it's like Enya, but with like drums and maybe darker. And he was like, oh, I don't know where he's from, but he was like, whoa. And he was like, how can I hear it? And I was like, okay, well, you can follow me on YouTube. He's like, okay, I'm going to get my phone. And so he brought us the tiramisu. It was so good. Oh my God, melting in my mouth. Amazing. We shared it. And then he came over and he said, it's on the house. He's like, congratulations. And he gave me a high five. And then I wrote my name on a Post-it note. So that was a really nice. And now this happened. So this stays at 11 out of 10. And the kitties. But I am now getting hungry again, which is why I mentioned all that. Oh, that's probably what's going to cause me to leave, is I'm going to just keel over. I'm going to be like, I'm so weak. Anybody else have a fast metabolism? It's like a great thing in some ways. But it's also going to cause me a lot of problems. Just like staying functional in my life. I used to like be so ill prepared for my metabolism that I'd be like driving in the car, starving, and I would get to the point where I was so hungry and my brain was functioning so poorly that I couldn't decide where to go get food, and I would pull over and cry. Oh, I'm so glad I finally just was like, okay, I have to have snacks in the car. And also, I can't be a vegetarian. But yeah, sushi doesn't really like last very long, so it's already gone. It's been burned. It's been burned by all this excitement, honestly. I'm actually shaking. Like, I'm shaking. Oh my. Hey, Ryan. Oh, thank you. William, by God, it's the cat again. Yep, they're around. I think he knows that there are treats sitting here, and so he keeps coming by like, hey, maybe you want to give me one of those. I don't know. Draconium. Favorite track on Medulla. Is that how you say it? By Bjork. I actually just need to look at the track listings to remind myself. Oh, wait. Okay, you're not going to believe my answer. I don't know if I've heard this album. I'm looking at the album cover and I'm like, no. Unless this is an alternate cover. I think when you said Medulla, in my mind I thought Volnacura. Well, shit. But also, like, yay, I get a new Bjork album that I haven't heard. So, listening party? It's a cappella? I mean, I could listen to her sing anything in any way, so that sounds incredible. Arish Mickey asks, that was awesome. Did Ixie Mom make any direct contributions as well to Decca? Direct? No. But indirectly, for sure. My musical style is, like a clear descendant from hers. She was playing music all the time. When I was growing up, we had a piano. She was a instrumentalist. She made these amazing piano solos that I can't even pigeonhole it into a genre. I don't really know it. It's just her own thing. And then she also is a singer-songwriter. And I did not inherit her lyric skills, unfortunately, but she's an amazing lyricist, and she would sing. And so I was like just always in her music. And, when I learned piano, I took lessons. She had never had formal training. But I took lessons for a little bit, and then I went back to just playing whatever I wanted. And, when I'm playing, I'm aware. I'm like, oh, that sounds like my mom. And it's a wonderful feeling. It's like she's always there, in my bass lines. Especially. She would do these kind of bass lines all the time. So that became, that's what I do, like, most naturally. Like, if you watch my piano, like, improv of Hurt, my left hand is doing that, all the chords, because it's like second nature. So yeah, I mean, in that way, she's in the album. Also, her piano solos album is called Legacy. By the way, you guys should listen to it. And yeah, her name is Reppy, Reppy, and it's called Legacy. It's on all streaming platforms. It's on Bandcamp. So if you feel like supporting my mom too, I would send me. And she released this album called Legacy, and the album cover was a photograph of a quilt that her mom made. Her mom made these gorgeous quilts. And in a way, she was doing what I'm doing now. It's like, I want to leave something behind. This is my legacy, but it's also my mom's legacy. Her mom, I mean. So in my song, Come to Bed, which is the one that's about like doing what you want to do before you die, I have a lyric in there where I sing, my mom says, she phrases like, when you really do your work in the world, she says a couple different things. She said, you're doing your work in the world. She says, showing up, like fully showing up in the world. And she also says, coming to play, like, like fully engaged in your life and playing big instead of playing small, coming to play. So I have this lyric that's, will you come to play, leave your legacy? And that's like from my mom. So maybe it is more direct. I don't think she knows any of this yet. And yeah, this is so wholesome. That's such a sweet question. Did the cats pledge? Pax? Hey, buddy. Did you pledge? Did you get on my computer? You know, I'm going to guess not, because he would have to log out of my Kickstarter account, make his own, and then log in and then log out again without me noticing. But I don't know. He might be too orange for that. Milo, on the other hand, she could have done that. But yeah, it might be like a conflict of interest or something. I don't know. Thank you for the musical contribution packs. Do you want me to throw treats at you? Not at you, but to Chase. And a treat. A treat. Good boy. Yes. Thank you, William. That's so sweet. What makes me think the cats don't have their own computers? Oh, Lord. That's a terrifying thought, but also the cutest. Sometimes I think I should get them their own so that they don't step on mine. Yes, sweet boy. Look at the camera. He's like, what are you talking about? That's a good baby. Now, what's going to happen if I pick you up? He's going to be like, that's okay for like 2 seconds. And then he's going to be like, I want more treats. I want more treats. Mommy, I want more treats. Okay. I got it. I got it. I knew that was going to happen, but it did anyway. He's like, treat smell, treat smell, treat smell. Sweet boy. Yes. Okay. I might have to put these somewhere that he can't get them. There we go. Okay. I'm going to let this poll go for a little while. Okay. If you're just joining, you don't know what I'm talking about. There's a poll at the top there. I think it's at the top. And I need to unlock my first stretch goal. So I'm asking for your feedback. It's not the definitive decision. Asking for your feedback on what you would be most interested in first. Vinyl or like a t-shirt. Like a really fucking cool t-shirt. All of it will be cool. I'm determined to make only cool things. I got a bunch of texts. Oh, my friend Maggie. Yay. I'm on a live stream right now celebrating. Thank you. Gorgeous coat. This one? You can't be talking. Are you talking about my cat? Oh, my cat's coat. Okay, I was like, it's from Patagonia. Yeah, he's gorgeous. He is gorgeous. The cat's coat. Is it faux? Yeah, he goes to the kitty salon and he gets his hair done. No. Yes, it will be an all over print shirt if we do it. All over print. Printful, I believe, is the company. Oh, Joe, thank you. Oh, there's a super chat? Oh my gosh. I forgot all about super chats. Thank you. Okay. First of all, Travis, you're a real one. Next, Brody, favorite Nine Inch Nails song or songs? I can answer that. My favorite Nine Inch Nails song is Just Like You Imagined. It does something to me that nothing else in his discography does. It's like a whole other level of transcendence. It's just perfect. I mean, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but you know what I mean. It's like, oh my God. So one of my first Nine Inch Nails analysis videos was that song. I kind of scared to watch it because stretch goal because I was so early on that I was like really rusty on my theory. I'm pretty sure I made some mistakes. Also, I think about music differently now than I did 4 years ago. You know? But yeah, I don't know. And also, I didn't play any of the tracks. I didn't know you were allowed. I thought my video would get taken down if I tried to use any copywritten material. So I just talked about it and assumed that people knew the song already. So that's different. Also, it was vertical. It was like a portrait thing on a horizontal YouTube format. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I'm going to talk about this. I mean, I talked about the Frail. That was the first one. And then people were like, this is really interesting. Like, yes. And I was like, really? 9 Inch Nails and music theory? I was so like, what? So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to talk about my favorite 9 Inch Nails song, of course. And here we are. Okay, but other songs that I incredibly deeply love by 9 Inch Nails. Oh my God, so many. I have to like figure out how I'm going to categorize the next ones. I love The Great Below. Like if someone's like, what 9 Inch Nails? I've never heard 9 Inch Nails before. Like that would ever happen. But hey, what should I start with? I'd say The Great Below. Great Below. It's so haunting. It's so powerful. The production is immaculate. It's so interesting and effective and but yeah, I can answer this. Let me just like look at literally all the albums to give myself the criteria. All the Love in the World. Ugh. And Beside You in Time. Kills me. I weep. I can't help it. Every time. Ooh, we will never die. I'm crying every time. The way that song swells and bleeds into you, and it's just like the guitars down, like it's just and then those harmonies. Oh God, yeah. So good. Okay. Even Deeper. That is way up there. Even Deeper. There's so many parts. The mark has been made. I mean, I have to say The Frail. I mean, it's just The Frail. Oh, Help Me, I'm in Hell. Various Methods of Escape. I'm pretty sure I have videos on all of these because I love them so much. Yeah. This Isn't the Place. I don't have a video on that yet, but it's gonna happen. That is, in my opinion, my favorite thing that Trent has done in like recent years, you know, like post Hesitation Marks. That song is absolutely incredible. The line begins to fucking blur. I was so surprised to find that like a lot of my like most favorite 9 Inch Nails songs are on With Teeth because I never considered that one of my favorite albums. I was like the Downward Spiral's tops for me, and then the Fragile, and I don't know like how I ranked it after that, but I wasn't expecting. The Great Destroyer. Oh my God, I love that song so much. I wish I had seen that live. That like drum freak out. Oh my God. I bet you the lights must have been amazing. From The Slip, Corona Radiata, an instrumental. Oh my gosh. It feels like that's what the universe sounds like when I listen to it. The Four of Us Are Dying is also so great. I love that one, like leading in. I mean, the Downward Spiral is my favorite record. But I haven't really mentioned anything from that yet, have I? It's interesting because it's like that album is such an album to me. To like pull out anything feels a little weird, but I don't love Big Man with a Gun, but I know when I was growing up, I felt a very special connection to I Do Not Want This and The Downward Spiral. Those tracks hurt in a way that nothing else did. It's just, but I mean, yeah, I love the whole album. Okay, well that's enough. But yeah, that's kind of my jam. Great question. House on Fire, yes. Have you guys heard House on Fire by Slam Bamboo? Trent was playing keys in that band for a little bit. It's so nice waking up to you. Do, 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 do. But the chorus is a banger. To be with you, my desire, burning like a house on fire. To be with you, my desire, burning like a house on fire. Da, 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 da. And All It Could Have Been is so sad. Oh my God, that song. Did you know? Okay, I have a video that's like needs to be edited. I made it years ago and I still haven't edited, but it's like all of the themes from The Fragile that, keep recurring. And it got really detailed. It was like, even some of them are like, this is maybe a stretch, but I'm still going to mention it. Did you know that The Great Below and All That Could Have Been have the same melody? This one? Not in the vocal. This upper one. Sorry. But yeah, da, 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 da. So that's in The Great Below. And I descend from grace. In arms of undertow. And then it's in And All That Could Have Been for that. It's just a different, chord progression. Oh wait, maybe it's the same. Is it the same chord progression? Da, da. Oh, sorry, no, it's not. There we go. With the flat six. You know that part where he's like, huh? And then the second verse starts. Go have a cup of well-earned tea. I've got my tea right here. I don't want to go yet. I'm so happy. I'll go to bed eventually. We're at 102% funded. All right, I'm going to end the poll. It's clear that vinyl is what most people want, but it's good to know that it's not like no one wants shirts, So maybe what I'll do, again, I'm not promising anything. I'm just thinking aloud. Maybe what I'll do is I'll make a stretch goal next that has vinyl. And then if we hit that, the next one will have merch. Because I think if I put them together, the goal is going to be like, it's going to have to be a lot higher for all the costs, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure this out and do it right so that I don't end up like, you know, I want the math to math. I want to make sure I'm doing it so that I'm not going to be in a bad situation next year trying to fulfill things and like not have the funds. You know what I mean? You're at work and depressed. Oh, man. I hope this is making things feel slightly less awful. Just remember, you're on a spinning rock in nothingness, expanding at an insane rate, and you're made out of the stuff that came out of supernovae, and that's crazy. That's so cool. Okay. Sorry. I know you didn't ask for advice. I missed another super chat. Of course I did. Brody! If you can't, it's cool. Super fine. Can you play the Frail? Yeah! You bet. Hopefully it will be as error-free as possible. It has been a little while. Just, okay. Let's see. It's in... You kind of can't. You have to go through the way I was through. It's not a great song. But to do you one better, I'm going to try and remember the version that he plays live. It's a little harder, but I wanted to give you like a nice solid performance with, minimum amount of mistakes. Let's see. So the more ornamented version of the Frail. This part. Sorry. You know, I have a video of me playing that at Meow Wolf, which if you don't know what that is, look it up. Your eyes are going to go on a very out of tune, perfect, kind of quiet piano, but the piano was rigged to trigger light panels. And my friend Jeff took a couple videos of me doing it. I have to work with the sound a bit so that it's loud enough because it's just really quiet. So I need to like compress it or EQ it or something. But I do want to show it to you. That's cool. Aw, I'm glad you're feeling better, Brody. Thank you so much. Yes. What else do you want me to play? 70 streams. Oh yeah, so we're finishing the 80s on Sunday. And the way we were doing it is we were actually like jumping around with decades. But I think we should just do the 70s. We can do 2010 to the present some other time. I mean, there's great music, but I kind of want to do the 70s. So I think I'm just going to make that call. We're doing it. 70s it is. William, do you practice piano a certain amount of hours per day or week, even though it's how you make a living? Is piano like playing guitar where someone has chops and skilled fluidity? I don't practice. I play songs that I like. I write songs. And if I want to play something that requires me to become a better pianist than I do by playing it slowly and then getting faster and faster. I'm not saying you should do what I do. I would be a much, much better piano player if I practiced, if I had exercises I did, if I was consistent. However, this is my own life. My one life is what I was going to say. And I don't want to spend it practicing. So unless I have a goal to hit that requires practice, I'm not doing it. That's the honest truth. I think I'm much more interested in expressing what's in my head into the piano, which luckily is usually not harder than what I'm capable of doing physically, probably because I'm not capable, and playing expressively and intentionally and sensitively is way more important to me than having chops. But yes, you can have chops as a piano player for sure. Like being able to play scales like really fast, I would say, is like a chop, you know? Being able to play certain arpeggios. I don't have any of that. I can play like... What would be a good... Even that sucked. I can play like little groupings fast, but if you ask me to like go like... Blah, 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 no, it's not happening. Perceptes remembers my first video, a Nine Inch Nails video, which was me playing the Frail incorrectly. I was playing it by memory and I hadn't heard it in a while. And I put the intervals that I was hearing like on the screen. And instead of playing I just played the first note and then stared at the camera and it said doom and then it cut. Nice callback. Yes. Yeah. The Fragile is so incredible. It is. Eric, looking forward to the CD. Me too. Oh my gosh, just holding that is going to just be awesome. Only thing is like I had this car for like 15 years, 16 years. And it has CD player, of course. And I had all my CDs like in one of those little visors. Maybe it was 2 visors worth. Maybe I like double, triple stuffed those pockets. I think that's what I did. And they would fall out when I would take a big turn. Anyway, eventually that car became unsafe to drive. So I decided to get a new car last year. And of course, there's no CD players in cars anymore. And I was definitely sad. And I am still sad. But I do have a Discman. So I'll be able to listen to my own music on my Discman. But your second question was, do you think you'll do a live show or some touring? Yeah, it's a great question. I can't answer that. at the moment, like releasing the album is like my goal. Playing it live is something I haven't really thought about. And I know it seems weird because you're like, well, of course you do. You know, you release music and then you play it live. Like, that's what people do. But like deep down, I'm not sure if I actually want to do that. And I think I'm not trying to become like a famous artist or anything. So I don't know. I don't dislike performing. And when I made those like samples, those like previews of my tracks where I basically took the track, a few tracks on Kickstarter, I took the track, I muted the bass line and the main lead vocal, and then I sang and played those parts live. And I really got into it. And I was like, oh, okay, this actually could be cool. Like maybe I would actually enjoy playing these live, you know? Maybe that would be, that could be cool. So I'm like feeling more open to it. I think probably what I would do though is start with a virtual live performance, which I find so much more manageable. Like the whole thought of trying to like do a live show and booking a place and selling tickets and promoting it and then lugging things around and figuring out how to do that is just like, at the moment, my whole body's like, no. But I don't know. I think we'll just have to see what happens. But I will say I'm not interested in being a touring musician. Like, that's just not the lifestyle that I want. So if I do play live, it's hard to imagine doing a tour. It might just be like, maybe I'll do a few shows and they'll be like 3 months apart. You know, it's like everyone just fly to Denver. Like New York, Denver, LA, and Austin. And, you know, just then again, I do love traveling and I love hiking so much, but you know, I don't know. I'm just a little bit more of a homebody these days, and I love my cat so much, and I get tired. So I don't know. I'm getting old. What if Trent asked you to open for him? Oh Lord. Oh, I can't even imagine, but I don't know what I would do. Because I would have to say yes, but good thing that's not going to happen. William, as Strongbad once said, I know all about arpeggios and tremolos and virtuosos. Oh my God. Oh, I became a teenager. Well, I guess it was like more like 10th grade with Homestar Runner. Me and my dad discovered it at the same time, and we both loved it. Have you guys heard my Homestar Runner story? Where for Father's Day one year, the Homestar Runner creators were in a town and they were doing a tour, and they were doing like a little live show, and it was so much fun, and we got tickets, and they were doing a karaoke portion, and they were like, okay, this next one we usually have a woman do it. I honestly don't know why, but it was Fahuva Gods, or Everybody to the Limit. And I was just like, I'll do it for my dad. And they picked me right away, and it might ruin my voice if I tried it again, but it sounded a little bit like, come on, Fahuva God. Everybody to the limit, everybody to the limit, everybody. And I didn't even look at the lyric sheet. Like they have like lyrics on the, you know, like karaoke. I was just facing the audience, and I didn't see the creators. I was just in the zone, but my dad said they were looking at me like, who is this? What is happening right now? It was so great. He loved it. It was a good memory. Homestar, yeah. If you don't know Homestar Runner, you should. And I think they still have, I mean, I don't think it's a Flash website anymore, right? But it's up. I think they still have. Trogdor. I have the Homestar Runner CD. You guys know they put out a CD of the songs. Trogdor's on it, guitar. I found it recently. And there's a secret song at the end. It's like a bonus track, and it's Homestar, and it's just him playing a toy piano really horribly. And he's like, secret song. I can't believe it's you. I never thought it was true. Oh, Seiko it song. Everybody. Also, oh yeah, and the rave, right? The dum 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 dum. You know, the system is down. That's it. The system is down was on there. Limousine, yeah, limousine. What is Homestar Runner? It was a Flash animation cartoon, and it was a website, homestarrunner.com, and it had the most playful, wonderful animations all over. You could find animations by hovering over things. It was so funny and beautifully put together and just adorable. And I don't know. You just got to watch it. I think they have a YouTube channel now. Yes. All right. I think the hunger is finally, I think I'm finally succumbing. Oh, Terry's just like, hi, haven't caught you in a while. I'm like, bye. I mean, it's either that or I have to go get the food and eat it in front of you, which I think I'd have to charge a lot more. Y'all, we did it. Oh my gosh. I'm making an album. It's happening. It's happening. You'll have the digital versions by late January, so you don't have to wait terribly long. And then all the other things will happen. I promise. I am committed to every step of this. I'm kind of one of those like all or nothing people. Unfortunately, I'm like, if I can't do it well, I'm not going to do it. And yeah, it stopped me from doing a lot of things. But that's why I did this. I was like, I can't, this means too much to me to basically like slap some artwork on it. I'm sorry. I don't want it to sound like I'm talking down to people who do this. For me, it was like, I needed to be profesh, you know, like I want to be so freaking proud of this thing instead of what I usually feel, which is like, it's good, but it's like, it could be so much better, you know? And it's like, I just knew in my heart, I was like, I can't do that for this. This is the first time I've written songs, guys, like songs with lyrics and me singing and just, you know, that is and I get it now. I'm like, there is a difference between instrumental music and music with lyrics and vocals, even just vocals, even if you're not even saying anything. The human voice is unique. And when you're singing something that means something to you, it feels different. To me, it feels different than playing it on a keyboard, which also feels incredible, but it's just so much more. It's just so much more. And it's personal, and it's you know, like your voice is like the most personal thing about you in some ways. It's like it's the only thing that's it's like so unique, you know? And I don't know, whatever. I'm hungry now. But yeah, I'm so incredibly grateful. And I will I think I'm going to eat and I'm going to go to bed. And then tomorrow, unless I like can't sleep, because that's also a possibility, I will create our first stretch goal. I want to make like a cute graphic so it's eye-catching. And but yeah, wow. Oh my God, I should have taken a screenshot. When it. Oh well, that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Moises said it perfectly. The human voice is the most relatable instrument. Yes. Yeah, you can hear my screenshot. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for making this happen. I was going to say, I can't thank you enough, but I'll try to thank you with great music. That's what I'll do. So onward. Wow. I hope you have a great, beautiful, or tolerable, depending on how you're feeling right now, rest of your night, morning, afternoon. And I will see you guys soon. If you're a patron, I'll see you tomorrow for listening to the Ocean's Phanerozoic. And if you're a patron, I'll see you on Sunday for Flat 60s. And if you're not a patron, I'll see you, or if you're anything, I'll see you on Sunday for 1980. Yes, Jesse, you did, but replay will be available as soon as I click end. So go check it. All right, everyone. When will the Audacore video be? 2025. I want to make sure that I'm not preoccupied when I make that video. I'm going to need all my brain juice. So it needs to happen once the album really, once I get the songs out and I can focus. You know what I mean? So that's all I can promise. It will happen. It will happen, and it will happen in 2025. Hopefully in the earlier part of it. Okay, awesome. Good night, all.